Hey, Jesse. You think you can flip over?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that was uneventful.
All right, so we're just starting up the Wheeler Lake trailhead, and it immediately got pretty gnarly. I'm up there a little bit already. You guys are gonna like this one or hate it.
It looks kind of gnarly already. Let's see if we can not roll over it.
Yeah, well, and if you do, it's Keith's fault.
All right, so I'm next. I'm gonna try to get up that without flipping over backwards. I'm pretty sure I'll be all right. That wasn't that bad.
This section here is known for causing panel damage if not navigated carefully. Although Henry's little rig makes it look easy, Keith and I will be going up next with much bigger rigs. Keith has to stay up high on this driver's side. If he slips, damage will be inevitable.
Hey, you gotta go down a little, then you're gonna come up because you're out of rocks there. But you're right on the ledge. Yeah, just keep it straight. Got it. How'd that feel?
Use all the lockers for that one.
Since I have a bit more side protection, I'm gonna take a different line and just hope for the best.
That was fun.
Hey, you did it, man.
Yeah, it went right up. All right, so all three of us made it up. Supposedly one of the harder freaking challenges. None of us got any damage.
Nope.
We did good. Let's keep going before it gets dark.
Yeah, it's getting there quick.
So dipping into that puddle, a little bit shaky. I think Wheeler Pass so far has been the hardest trail that we've done on this trip. So far, I'm liking it. I think we're gonna try to get to the end of the Wheeler Lake Trail. I think we're gonna try to camp out up there, depending on how many people are up there though. Because I like to camp when there's really no one around. It's kind of a little better.
All right, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they're slapping rocks up there. The trail just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
Nope.
If it had the traction, we would take it. your bag's gonna take a beating, dude. Oh, bad. Turn it on the bell. Smoothest thing you'll ever ride on is heavy duty leaf springs. They are the best. It's my bumper and my Jesse took my challenge of coming up the same spot I was leaving rubber on. I know that sound. What happened, Jesse?
Well, you see, I tried to show Henry how it was done by giving it a lot of throttle. And then I broke an axle.
All right, so Jesse took my challenge of taking a harder line, but his axle shaft here decided not to take that line. Yeah, don't mind the welds there. That's normal Jeep stuff. Jesse snapped a right front axle CV and it broke the axle shaft, so we can't just pound a U-joint in it. So we're kind of a bit of a dire situation. We are halfway up Wheeler Lake Trail, which is insane. And then we have to somehow drive back halfway, which is crazy, the trail. And then we have to get service. Then we have to find an axle. Then we have to get said axle we didn't find yet. And since the front end's kind of a collaboration of parts, we have to find a funny shaped XJ axle, which is a Cherokee. And then we have to go get said axle back up here and then put said axle in broken Jeep. It's a pretty good place to snap an axle, Jesse. Good job,
Yeah,
mate.
and of course, it's Sunday. The sun's going down. It's probably going to get pretty chilly tonight.
So we got to get this apart like now. Walk of shame. Walk that shame.
You know, it was kind of convenient that I decided to break an axle kind of right by a campsite. So at least it's not the end of the world. It's going to be hard finding an axle and then getting it up here. So.
Well, sun's going down real fast. It's getting cold real fast. We're going to try to get this apart and take this axle out so we have something to show the junkyard what we're looking for. Because otherwise, they'll give you an engine block.
All right, so it's getting pretty cold out. It's getting pretty dark out. Keith is down there making a fire. I'm going to sleep in the hammock tonight with a tarp over it. Hopefully, I'll try to keep the wind off. Obviously, Henry is also setting up. Tomorrow, we're going to tackle taking this axle out. And then me and Henry are going to redo this trail that we just did, hopefully in his little Jeep. And then we're going to go try to source an axle, hopefully. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm sure we'll find an axle. We kind of have to. And then we're going to finish this freaking trail and get to the top. Or break another axle. I don't know.
Maybe we should get two.
But I will talk to you guys probably in the morning. See you then. Good morning. It went down to 35 degrees last night?
34.9.
It is a little bit chilly. So we're wasting no time getting this thing torn apart, and we gotta go find an axle. Let's get to it.
It's tight. Ooh, vice grip's moving. Okay, we're out of vice grip.
All right, well, our breaker bar just broke. And that nut is still on, so we're just gonna take it all out in one piece with the bearing and everything.
Pretty.
What are you sitting on?
No idea.
He's sitting on my cover for the Jeep. That's his seat for this rock crawling event.
Nice. Okay.
At
Well,
least
good
he
luck.
has a seatbelt, so
Good luck, guys. We'll see you later, hopefully.
be safe, Keith.
I feel like I'm running over unnecessarily rocks.
All right, so we ran into a guy with an XJ, and he's like, yeah, dude, I got all kinds of axles. We're hoping he has the right one. He's right down at the bottom of the trailhead. So hope for the best.
Oh, it's got a good U-joint too.
So we were so worried, and we met Gabe, and Gabe was like, dude, I have an axle like right in the back of my truck. Stellar guy.
Yeah.
Stellar guy. Thank you so much. Here's his fab shop. Check him out. Never, ever, ever thought that it was gonna be that easy. I owe this guy like the biggest beer ever.
The dude's up there with all his boys. They're all excited to hit the trail. And he stops, turns around, and comes all the way back and shares his plethora of axles with us. Like, you XJ dudes are some cool people. This one came with the hub and everything. The hub bearing feels great, so we're gonna run it as she is, slide it in, and we'll be back on the road here. Gabe saved us probably, realistically, 4 days. So, thank you, Gabe.
All right, axle's done. We're gonna get wrapped up and hit the trail again. Try to get to the end of this thing. All right, so now that we fixed the axle, now I gotta go over the obstacle that broke the axle. Take two. Bless you. Here goes nothing. Well, that was a lot easier in that I took a way better line. Yeah. All right, so here's our next little obstacle we've tried to get up. Doesn't really look too bad compared to what we've been going up, but still a little bit shaky, off-cambered. Well, let's end up the cruiser. to go at it up there without a problem, actually. That was actually a little bit easier than I thought it would be. I'm pretty proud of my little YJ. She's doing pretty good, minus the braking axle part.
I'm so tired of that carburetor. So now I'm at the point of like, oh, you want to play that game? $6 grand clutch drops all day. I could care less.
As we get near to the end of our adventure and get closer to the top, the trail becomes less and less forgiving. Boulders growing in size littered the narrow path, and although it might not look like it, the hills kept getting steeper and steeper as we climbed on. It came to a point where getting out to film was no longer an option. Getting to the top in one piece was all that was on our minds.
Well, Jesse is stuck, I'd say 3/4 of the way up on a really hard section that goes, he said, there's a large rock in the middle he can't go over, and he can't go to the right or the left.
Somebody will watch me up here to do this obstacle.
Keith is stuck at the top, hoping that someone can get up there, which they can't, unfortunately, because Jesse's holding his brake. If he lets it go, he'll roll down. I'm at the very bottom with a pile of carburetor parts, trying to make my garbage can run. So yeah, my boys are a bit stuck, and yeah, pretty hard trail. Oh, looks like Jesse made it.
Made it up to the top of Wheeler Lake. I did not know that it was going to be this gnarly. That last section climbing up was gnarly.
Everything about it just kept getting harder. Everyone's like, oh no, it ain't so bad. But they were driving like propane driven rock buggies. I don't know why we didn't put that together, that they had these dented up rock buggies. Jesse made it up here with basically a 32-inch tire. I made it up here with a 29-inch tire. My carburetor gave me nothing but problems. Clutch slipping for days. You broke an axle. It got stuck on the hill.
Oh, that was rough. It was insane. I'm glad we did it. So as with every hard trail, it always ends at a beautiful spot. Yeah, it's a little bit cold. Yeah, all right. I did what I wanted to do. All right, pack it up. Let's head home.
We had a lot of fun getting up here to the top. It was quite a bit more challenging than any of us really thought. But definitely got to use the locker switches quite a bit. A couple times I had to use all of them and take a different line. It was pretty tricky once. Now we got to do the whole thing in reverse out to the highway. So we'll see how it goes.
So the real reason we made it all the way up here to Wheeler Lake is because our next care package is actually up here from Iron Valor Apparel Company. Now we just got to find it. We got the coordinates, but we're gonna have to look around a little bit.
All right, Paul said it's over here somewhere. Maybe some of these rocks.
How are we gonna find this thing?
I don't know. Maybe we could check the drop point again or something. It had to blow away a little bit, but we're gonna keep looking. What the heck is this thing? Those rocks. Oh, there it is. We found it. It must have missed its coordinates. It must have blew a little sideways something, because it's way over there.
So now that we found it, who's gonna take that hike all the way over there?
I feel like Keith's had the easiest ride thus far, so I vote Keith.
All right, I'll go get it.
Paul, hope you send us something good.
So, here in Walmart, trying to find things for the itsDeza care package number 2, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time finding things that you'd be able to find here in the desert. So gonna have to improvise. I just wish this place would sell tarantulas, or it'd make it that much easier.
All right, let's use our tiny tactical knife. Oh, airbags for your seat.
Could probably use some of those.
Yeah.
Here is our note.
Keith, would you do the honors?
Dear, it's whatever you call it, Deza. So you made it to Arizona. Didn't people do that like 100 some years ago without vehicles? Anyways, given the current year, equality is a hot topic. To show your support for women, we've included some pink and purple t-shirts and tank tops for you to wear. Oh, those are...
Oh.
In support, to show our support for women. In addition to wearing those pieces of clothing, we've taken the luxury to rename your vehicles for this portion of the trip. 3 new license plates are inside, along with zip ties for your installation convenience. Well, what are the 3 names then?
We have Baby Girl, Keith. Girls Rule, Henry.
Oh.
And I got Princess.
Girls do rule.
My Jeep is a Princess, thank you.
Whoever decides to not take part in this will be given the W belt, which in this case doesn't stand for winner, it stands for women. Failure for any of you to rock the much needed PA Strong Women clothing will be punished severely at the next rest stop. Spiders, bears, long length interviews about how to properly install awnings on roof racks are just the beginning. P.S. Your toothpicks and some silly string to ward off murder hornets are also included.
Oh, thank God.
Thanks, Paul.
Yes!
Oh, those murder hornets don't stand a chance.
They don't stand a
dude.
chance. Now we can definitely survive getting off of this.
Oh, ooh.
And more beef jerky.
And
Oh,
toothpicks.
sweet baby Ray's. Oh, Paul.
You guys leave me.
Oh, now we can make your Jeep more reliable.
With a toothpick.
This is a much thicker axle.
That is a much thicker axle. Thanks again, Paul, from Iron Valley Apparel Company. I'm rocking this shirt.
Some nice apparel you sent us.
I'm digging it. I think we're looking pretty stylish right now. Thanks again, Paul.
You are the man. I'm looking quite beautiful.
Let's put on these license plates.
Do it.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up this video and this series. We had an absolute blast out on the road. We are pretty far from home.
Pretty beat up.
So we're going to get back down this pass, hit the road, and then head east. So we'll catch you guys next time.
See you in the next adventure.
Iron Valor Apparel Company, we thank you a ton. These have been so much fun to open on the trip. We've had a good time. Thanks again, Paul. We owe you. So check out Iron Valor Apparel Company in the description below. Take care, guys.
So at 12,000 feet, all of your beer explodes in your cooler.
No problems in the...
All of them have blown up and have mixed. Off the winch. If you just go straight, you'll probably be fine.
I would turn the wheel.
You know, just get, you're okay right now.
Tip, babe.
All right, now start turning left if you can. You got it. I'm pushing on you. You don't got too much weight over here. Oh, you're good. You're climbing. You're climbing.
Here you go.
Get your big ass at it.
All the build-up.
Quick.